The Nasdaq is about to create an all-time high, which will be followed by a rally of another 30%. In today's analysis, I will take a look at the Nasdaq looking at a higher time frame, showing you how you can capitalize on the next potential trading opportunity. If we take a look right here at the monthly chart of the Nasdaq, and first of all, we determine the overall trend, you can see that the overall trend is clearly towards the upside. Even if we look at the previous correction starting in the beginning of 2022, when the Nasdaq was perfectly retesting a previous horizontal structure and also a long-term rising trend line, even if we take this correction into consideration, you can see that even then the Nasdaq is still clearly creating higher highs and higher lows, and there is literally no reason to be bearish at the moment. If we duplicate this lower support trend line, you can also see that for quite some time the Nasdaq has actually been trading in a so-called rising channel formation. We do have this upper resistance trend line, and basically always when the Nasdaq retested this resistance, it was followed by a rejection towards the downside. However, as you can see, over the past couple of months, the Nasdaq slowly but safely managed to break this previous resistance towards the upside, came back to retest, and is now actually starting this channel breakout. We saw the same thing happening back in 2020 when the Nasdaq was perfectly breaking above this upper resistance trend line, came back to retest and created more continuation towards the outside. If we look at this entire move, you can see that this was a move of roughly 140%. So there could be the possibility that we will once again see a move of 140%, which would bring us all the way up to this $26,000 level. And there is another third conference which is actually pointing towards more continuation towards the upside. If we actually go ahead and now duplicate this resistance trend then, and we connect all of those previous highs, you can see that we would have another conference of resistance at this $26,000 level. I know it sounds crazy considering that from the current levels, this means that we will see another rally of 30% towards the upside. But of course, we already saw this happening in the past, and now at the moment, price action, market structure, and also on the smaller time frames, everything is extremely bullish. Therefore, of course, you should not go ahead and short the Nasdaq. If you want to trade it, you have to go long. It's also just a matter of time until the Nasdaq will break this previous all-time high towards the upside. If you do have long-term investments, you should be fully invested at the moment. We are, in my opinion, preparing for another parabolic rally towards the upside, with the next major resistance being at this $26,000 level. Put your seatbelts on because the Nasdaq is heading for a crazy bull run. In the end, just remember that overextensions are part of market cycles. And even though the Nasdaq is currently sitting at an all-time high, this does not mean that we will see a correction. The opposite is the case, and there is an extremely high chance that we will see more continuation towards the upside. You have to look at the overall picture. You have to make sure that you don't get caught up in the short-term moves. And in the end, as always, it's important that you remember to keep your long-term vision.